going down south. She's going to give the name. And thank you, Professor Bahrul Islam, to be part of this ISDSI family. And now you have a very big shoes to fill into. Thank you so much, and I rest my comments here. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Professor Jan, for your kind words of appreciation, recognition, and so much more. So as Sir said, we now move to the most awaited segment of the valedictory ceremony. Yes, the prize distribution ceremony, where we recognize the outstanding scholarly contributions presented during the conference. For this, may I please request Professor Ramachandra Natarajan and Professor Mahesh Gupta, who has been a part of the committee. As Sir mentioned, they have been evaluating the paper since day one, and 10 minutes ago, we got the names, right? So I really thank them for the time, effort, and dedication that they have put through for evaluating all of this.
Just one comment from my side, right? Till the time Professor Natarajan and Professor Gupta was given this responsibility, not even for 1 second they were out to enjoy the conference and to listen to the presentation and to listen to the panel. Thank you so much, sir, for your commitment and dedication. एक पन्ने को पलट के उस पे marks देना, only you can do it, sir. Only you can. And in the morning when I gave couple of papers of my scholars, which I was not very interested to give in, he said, listen, I'll take at least half an hour to 1 hour to evaluate this. I cannot do this. Thank you, sir, for your commitment, for dedication. एक second के लिए बाहर नहीं आए हैं, सिर्फ पेपर evaluate किए. A big round of applause to Professor Gupta and Professor Natarajan.
Thank you. I think this is the last item on the agenda. So myself, and I also thank Dr. Mahesh Gupta, who assisted me. In fact, we probably evaluated more papers than I did. And then, of course, we had the discussion, so on and so forth. So we don't want to stand between you and lunch. Okay, delicious lunch is waiting. And so I'll make it, brief. I've been, people are mentioning that I'm young and so on. And at the way things are going, I think I'll become the youngest dinosaur in a few years. But actually, that's the way I felt when I read some of the papers, because, it's a diversity of, in terms of topics, diversity in terms of methodology. I learned a lot. Okay? Anytime I evaluate these papers, it's also a learning experience for me, new tools, new issues, and new approaches. So it's always enlightening and very educational for me as well. So I thank all the participants, the doctoral scholars, and the conference participants to have submitted their papers, and it was evident that they had put in a lot of effort, okay, in those papers. So it is now my pleasant duty to announce the award winners, and I start with the doctoral scholars. And so let me talk about a minute about the criteria that we used. So the criteria is kind of 4 dimensions: methodological rigor of the paper, and then the relevance and the impact the paper would have, the originality or the novelty of the paper, and also the structure. Okay, overall structure, how the paper was written, how well it was communicated, so on and so forth. So based on those 4 criteria, we came up with 3 winners, the top 3, and also some honorable mentions. So I'm going to start with the honorable mentions here. So I'll read the paper and also the authors. A review of gender diversity in management after a decade of adopting sustainable development goals. And then the authors are Pallav Datta, Shailendra Nigam, Mukund Vyas, and Alok Kumar Singh. Okay, all right. The next honorable mention is the paper title is Beyond Capital and Labor, Identifying Key Determinants of Total Factor Productivity for Renewable Energy Firms in India. And the authors are Harvinder Goyal and Shilpi Tyagi. Yeah, are they here? Yeah. Then exploring the utility of preventive maintenance, preventive healthcare packages, and in-depth analysis of comprehensive health package subscriptions and their correlation with fasting blood sugar levels. The authors are Abhishek Charan and Abhishek Sarkar. All right. Yeah, then moving on, marketing mix, purchase decisions, and evidence from the OTT market. The authors are Prasenjit Chakraborty, Dheeraj Pandey, and Raj Sinha. And this is followed by co-integration and causality relation between economic development and life insurance demand in India. Arijit Banerjee and Sankirsan Sarkar. Now, moving on to the cash prize award winners. The third prize paper is, the title is Data-Driven Prioritization of Solar Photovoltaic Investment in G20 countries, a multi-criteria decision-making and machine learning approach. And the authors are Atanu Manna and Devarun Chakraborty. And the cash prize is 20,000 rupees.
I request the authors being announced to kindly raise their hands also, sir. We know that you're in the crowd as your names are spoken, and so that will felicitate the process.
Okay, the second cash award, the title is from digital twins to decision twins, making smart decisions in Industry 5.0 by Saurav De and Hiroki Hill Kobayashi. Here. And now the first prize, cash award, goes to the other. So the first prize award, the paper title is Rural Roads and Firm Outcomes in India. The authors are Bharti Nandwani, Punarjit Roy Chowdhury, and Vinay Shankar, and the cash prize is 50,000 rupees. Give them a big hand. Now I request Professor Mahesh Gupta to announce the award winners for and the honorable mentions for the conference papers. Thank you, Mahesh.
Good afternoon, everybody. I see a lot of congestion here. So to streamline this process, what I'm going to do is mention all the 5 papers, honorable mention, and I request everybody to come and line up here, and then we'll distribute the prize for all those 5 there. Ready? So here are the honorable mention for the conference papers. Machine learning based understanding of factors affecting climate change by Pushpa Kanti Dwari and Movani Singha. An examination of the impact of consumers' need for stimulation on the curiosity-driven behavior and analysis across different levels of brand equity. Sulagna Chakravarti and Surajit Ghosh Dastidar. A meta-analysis of agri-commodity price management approaches, trends and future prospects towards digital agri-marketing. Kripamay Vaishnav, Piyush Kumar Singh, and Alok Kumar Singh. Then examining the business case for childcare support in emerging economies, childcare support, exporting and firm employment by Vivek Bhattacharya. And the 5th one, comparing the effectiveness of different green marketing strategies on consumer purchase intentions, Pankaj Kumar. So these are the 5 papers which are honorable mention. Please line up, come one by one, and have your award and be recognized. All right. So now the much awaited conference paper awards. I think I should add, and Nat forgot to mention, the points were very, very close. So it was very hard to pick first, second, third. So they're very close. So we deliberated. We didn't have enough time to do further deliberations. So I think I want to acknowledge that these papers are all very good. Very difficult to put them first, second, third. But we tried our best given the time constraint. So let me go ahead again, announce all 3 winners. Please come and have your award from here. Number 3rd place, clicking towards sustainability, the role of social media marketing and motivational dimensions in driving green purchase behavior. Barkha Agarwal, Itikua Turkhan, Deepa Mitra, and Sarvani Mitra, University, Calcutta. The third place. On second place, Wi-Fi-based human activity recognition using CSI and machine learning techniques. So the third place amount was 20,000. The second place, 35,000. And the authors were Sangeeta Rai and Naveen Kumar Gupta from NIT Jalandhar. And the first place, misinformation, disinformation, and business risk and machine learning approach, Bishrut Khare, Rahul Singh, and Rahul Kumar, IAM Calcutta, 50,000 rupees prize. Congratulations to all of you guys.
Okay, so the best prize winner is not here. So we congratulate the first prize winner. They will be getting a cash prize worth 50,000 rupees, a memento, and a certificate. We congratulate all the winners, and heartiest congratulations for your dedication and the amount of hard work that you have put in for this kind of research. Congratulations. Thank you so much. So I now invite Dr. Sachin Modgil for announcing the Best Track Chair Awards.
So Best Track Chair Award, we had two Track Chair Awards, amount rupees 12,500 each. So the first prize goes to Professor Prashant Gupta from IIM Nagpur. Second best track chair is Professor Shantanu Roy. So I'd like to request Professor Ravi Jain to receive on his behalf. No, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'll request Professor Chaturvedi to receive on his behalf the best track chair. So this evaluation is on the basis of their involvement during pre-conference and the reviews that have been done on the basis of the papers received.
Thank you, everyone. Sachin sir, can you please join everyone for a group photograph? And I request all the dignitaries to join the audience after this group photograph so that we can proceed to the next section of the ceremony. कॉन्फ्रेंस कमेटी को सबको बोला है तो बहुत ज्यादा देर हो जाएगा कर लो सच I request now I request Professor Ravi Jain and Dr. Singh to present the mementos to the conference committee members. Dr. Devaran Chakraborty. Yes, Professor Alok Kumar Singh, Professor Prashant Gupta, Professor Rajvinder Singh, Professor Rakesh Gupta, Professor Loknanda Irala Reddy, so we have names.
Yes.
Professor Prashant Gupta, Professor Rakesh Gupta, Professor Loknanda Irala Reddy, I thank Professor Jain and Professor Singh. I now invite our chief guest, Professor B. Mahadevan, for his valedictory speech.
Professor Mahua Banerjee, the chief patron of this conference, Professor Ravi Jain, my good friend, Professor Bhimarai Maitri is there, Professor P.K. Singh, many more. I think this is not a time to give a long bhashan. It's already 1:30. I will make it as brief as I can. What we have been witnessing through this conference, the kind of statistics that we have been told, clearly shows that this country is in aspirational mode now. I mean, it is all these are an expression of the aspirations that we have as a society. I think that's the first message that very clearly we see here. I remember when we had this liberalization, all that, Manmohan Singh, when he was, finance minister, and P.V. Navasarao, when we started in 1991, India's share of global trade was 0.5%, came down from 27% in 1700 CE to 0.5%. Today we are, I think, 3.5. That's the kind of number that we are talking about. Why am I saying this? Every country has an opportunity which unfolds once in 200, 300 years, maybe 400 years. And that opportunity comes again after 400 years. We are extremely lucky to be part of that journey I think this opportunity set is looking back at us today. And combined with that, we have the aspiration. You know, we need two things to succeed. One is called prerana, another is called samarthya. See, sometimes we have prerana, we have a wish list, but there is no samarthya. There are people who have samarthya, but they don't have prerana. They are just there. I think an opportunity is set unfolding in front of us, and an aspiration that we are able to see in the society now is a classic indication that time has arrived for us. It's extremely important that we really tap this opportunity. These opportunities don't come that often. If I just go back a little bit, this country had always had this culture and legacy of innovating, finding new things. I'll give a few examples. So there was one Narayana Pandita, 1499. He solved a very beautiful problem called a pan-diagonal magic square. A pan-diagonal magic square is one in which all rows add up to the same number, all columns add up to the same number, the two primary diagonals add up to the same number. If you don't see the matrix like a sheet but like a torus, then there are so many diagonals that can happen. All diagonals add up to the same number. That's not a very easy problem to solve. He solved it in 1499, a special property of that matrix. And he said there are 383 different ways you can construct that pan-diagonal magic square. Till 1920, in the Western world, they could not solve this problem. In 1920, in one university in the US, they said there are only 9 solutions possible. In 1929, finally, they said 383 solutions are possible. What Narayana Pandita said 500 years back, we found now. Right? This country's legacy of knowledge goes on like this. There is this Varaha Mihira who wrote what is called Brihat Samhita, which is more or less an encyclopedia. In fact, whenever I visit temples, see such beautiful sculptures, no? So I always used to wonder where from all these have come. And when I read Vastu Shastra, they say all our references to iconography, how do you make beautiful looking sculptures, male or female, whatever it is, they say we refer to Varaha Mihira's Brihat Samhita. Apparently, that's a 6th century work. He has put 5 humanoids for male and 5 humanoids for female. Meaning, you know, what is the ratio of the length of the face to the breadth of the face, ratio of the upper portion to the lower portion, everything he has given 5 different designs. We do not know that today. I wish those who make ready-made garments must read it. Looks like it is fairly thought about. So there are many such wonderful ideas this country has actually done over the last several millennia, which I was alluding to in my earlier talk. I can go on for the next 3 hours talking, Sid. I don't want to do that. I just want to tell you that this country has always had a certain culture of inquiry. Otherwise, why should we write 18 Mahapuranas? You should be happy with one Purana and be done with it. Why should we write 18 Mahapuranas? Why should we have 6 darshanas? One philosophical system is enough. Because we always believed in not accepting, you know, coming with a different idea, looking at it in a different way. This is a culture and legacy of this country, which is within every one of us, DNA, it is there. It's not that it is not there, it is with all of us. And that showed an expression here with 1,200 papers, 700 presentations, the ones which we received, the titles are so interesting to see actually. So it shows there is so much of aspiration, there is so much of desire that we want to achieve, and we carry a DNA which is very good. So all that we have to do going forward is only 3. You know, again, in our tradition, in our culture, we say that if you want to succeed, if you want to become a Loka Guru, Vishwa Guru, what is the path? I think today we all are saying that, but we have still not dipped deep into it. That's where we need to invest. The next 20 years is going to be very critical, and I see a lot of youngsters here. I think we will take charge of it. And all that we need to do is a 3-part, which our scriptures say. It's called Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. This is the order. You cannot change this order. First, we must have desire. I want to be the Vishwaguru. I want to solve the problems that the society, global society faces today. That is the Icha Shakti. I think we are almost there. We have got the Icha Shakti. The second that we need is Jnana Shakti. This is time for us to seriously do some research, not a very superficial research. I think with a lot of passion, with a lot of sense of responsibility and pride, we should create the Jnana Shakti. And once we have the Icha Shakti and Jnana Shakti, I think it will transform into Kriya Shakti. We will deliver solutions. We will lead the world. In fact, we are today so proud of this UPI. Some of my foreigners, friends, I was in the US until 15 days back. I just came back. So when we were asking, how do you do the transaction? I say it's very simple. You buy for 1 rupee, you take your mobile and do a Deeparadhana, do a Mangala Arati. That's all you need to do. You buy for 20 rupees, you take your mobile and do a Mangala Arati. That's all. We have shown to the world in the last 5-10 years that we are capable of solving large scale problems and give sustainable solutions that can deliver, which can ride on the digital infrastructure. Therefore, I think that is what we need to do. We are capable. We carry a legacy and a DNA in which we are so accustomed to it. We have to just tap the Hanuman in us and bring it out. I am sure these conferences play a very important role, and I'm very sure that ISDSI in the days to come will only channelize it even more strongly. We have great support. Professor Natarajan, I met him. He may not remember. I met him some 20 years back in 30 years back in IIT Madras, I think. Great support we have from all over the world in all possible ways. No time can be better than that. I wish you all, so many youngsters here, I wish you all the very best to bring back something which we have missed temporarily for the last 300, 400 years. That's all okay. We don't have to worry about all that. Let's look forward, create a history, feel satisfied, and have a very peaceful last sleep. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful address. I request Professor Mahua Banerjee to kindly present a token of gratitude to Professor B. Mahadevan. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now, to mark the symbolic transition to the next host institute, we now request Professor Ravi Jain, Professor B. Mahadevan, Professor Mahua Banerjee, and Dr. Rohit Singh to kindly come forward for passing the baton ceremony. And with great pleasure, I request Professor K.M. Baharul Islam. I also request Professor Atish Chattopadhyay, Director, IMT Ghaziabad, to kindly join us on stage. And with great pleasure, with great pride and immense pleasure, I announce with pleasure that IMI Kolkata passes on the baton and extending its warmest wishes to the Institute of Management Institute, Hyderabad, as the host of the 20th ISDSI Global Annual Conference. We wish IMT Hyderabad all the best and thank you for the ceremonial transition. Now I request Professor K.M. Baharul Islam to kindly share a few words. Thanks to all the dignitaries. Professor K.M. Baharul Islam.
Thank you. Professor V. Mahadevan. Every time I see him, I feel recharged. We were colleagues in the Board of Governors at IIM Kashipur. I remember the words of wisdom and I'm replenished again, Professor Mahadevan. Secretary General, Professor Ravi Jain. A very tough benchmark created by Professor Mohua Banerjee, very difficult to match, but we wish to overcome and surpass it at Hyderabad next year. This was a duty given by my elder brother, Professor Atish Chattopadhyay, over a phone call at night. And without thinking much, I agreed. And obviously, it was followed by a phone call from Professor Jain. So I welcome you to Hyderabad next year and to a treat of India's emerging AI power capital, India's capital for global networking, machine learning, and AI applications. We are submerged in that new atmosphere, but we want to carry forward literally the baton, the kind of standard which is set by ISDSI Global and IMI Kolkata here this year. To a treat of Irani chai and Usmania biscuits and wonderful atmosphere beside Golconda Court in the beautiful city of Hyderabad. Not only that it will welcome you to the modern world of AI and trades and global knowledge centers, we are also looking forward to the far south, the Malabar coast, the India's ancient trade routes, the beginning of our international trade. Submerging all these, obviously I welcome India's future researchers. And our focus, and if ISDSI Global, as Professor Rohit has created a history by creating a number of research papers, our focus will be to touch the untouched, cover the last mile. Researchers who are working in small town colleges, peripheral universities like Assam University in Silchar, my hometown, in Tripura, in Nagaland, in hinterlands of Arunachal Pradesh, people who are away from mainland India, how they will publish, what are the training and resources available to them. If we can bring that to the mainstream, perhaps we'll be serving a great service to this nation. Building India's peripheral and being a person from periphery, the struggle to come to the mainstream is so hard that you spend almost 2 decades to go somewhere near Shastri Bhavan. And before I understand this challenge, perhaps IMT Hyderabad, the host of 20th session, the 2-decadal conference of ISDSI Global, while on one side, as my brother Rohit Singh says, to take in India to the globe, on the other side, we are going to bring India's periphery to the mainstream of research and academia. Thank you very much for your wonderful hospitality. I can only say that I भी और जिंदगी की खुशियां भी लुटाए, इन दौरों दीवार को हमने पहचाना बही गौर से, आइए इसको आपस आपको लौटाए. Welcome to Hyderabad. Thank you.
Him by now, so he don't really need an introduction right now. So I hand over the stage to Professor Modgil. So he have been an instrumental person in driving this conference. So over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to everyone present on the dais, off the dais. So I've been given the responsibility to deliver the vote of thanks. So I have to be really quick because the lunch is waiting, and already few words have been already spoken. So let me do this last ritual of the conference. So as we come to the conclusion of 19th ISDSI Global Conference, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, we extend the sincere gratitude to the ISDSI Global Leadership, Professor Vimraya Maitri, Professor Ravi Jain, for entrusting IMI Kolkata with this responsibility and guiding us throughout. I would like to thank Professor Nataraj and Professor Mahesh Gupta, as Professor Rohit has mentioned. They have not attended many sessions, and they were actually, and my office is actually flooded with the papers, and they were doing, okay, this methodology, and okay, this paper has actually missed the data. Okay, so but they were actually deliberating, and I was actually very uncomfortable. Sir, what they are doing? Okay, so they are actually discussing, and I was very happy to see that this methodology to come to this stage. And I would like to thank Professor Arun Ilyas, our international co-chair, who has joined us online. Our heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Professor Varat Bhaskar, on the day one, and on the inaugural session, Professor Mr. Harsh Agarwala and Professor Gunasekaran as a keynote speaker. Our investors, our entrepreneurs in the Global Investment Summit, distinguished panelists. So I'm not going to take the name of all the panels that we had, but mesmerized with the Women Entrepreneurship panel and the IKS that was presented today. A special word of appreciation to esteemed faculty colleagues and industry experts who conducted the master classes and workshops. I think this was the first time most of the workshops, those were conducted in 19th ISDSI conference. We also thank our esteemed leaders from the premier business schools sitting here, and those who have been the part on the day one parallel panels that has been discussed on the different issues in the business education. We greatly acknowledge the efforts of our esteemed, beloved conference chair, track chairs, track managers, our students, track directors, review committee members, the doctoral consortium mentors, the reviewers, those could not join us, though some of them joined us here in the conference. Our sincere thanks goes to all the research scholars, the participants coming far from different parts of the country, and the delegates across India and globe. We also acknowledge the deep appreciation, the support from our beloved director, Professor Mahua Banerjee, and faculty colleagues at IMI Kolkata, and our administrative team, student volunteers, logistics, on stage, off stage, EVSV team for their wonderful performance, logistics team for seamlessly handling the guests, floor managers, exhibition managers. So you see the 10 of the stalls, those are being put up. So showing the guests, okay, what this stall is about, what this company is about, what they represent, why they are here. So with this, I also thank our partners, sponsors. So we have around 20 sponsors from the different amounts. They have contributed, and that has enabled us to make this conference a grand success. Finally, I'd like to thank you everyone for your engagement, cooperation, and commitment to advancing the management research and practice, and advance this dialogue of sustainability and technology for net zero. With this, I formally conclude the 19th ISDSI Global Conference, and we look forward to the continued collaboration and welcoming you again to the campus with the 29th Society of Operations Management 2026 to be held in your own campus, IMI Kolkata, from 19th to 21st December 2026. And please join us for the 20th ISDSI Global Conference at IMT Hyderabad, as mentioned by Professor Behrul, from 26 to 29 December 2026. Thank you very much. And for the awardees, those who have received the checks, so they will receive the checks post lunch from the registration desk, actual checks. They will receive the actual checks from the registration desk. So they will be asking you your Aadhaar card, etc., to confirm your validity. So you are the true person. Yeah. Yeah, so I mentioned to I forgot to mention the contribution of smart the social media, our social media team. So it happens when you have a team that is working, and sometimes you actually forget to mention that. So thank you, Team Smart, for making it very smooth. Thank you very much.
On behalf of IMI Kolkata, I thank once again all the participants, scholar, dignitaries, and our dedicated organizing committee for making this conference a monumental success. And we say, as we say in Hindi, bhul chuk maaf, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, now please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Yes. Okay. Now invite the dignitaries on the stage to kindly join us here for the group photograph with all the participants, guests, dignitaries. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchi. Great job.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchi, for handling everything backstage.